Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast, and welcome to part 2 of impersonations or jokes that I'm no longer going to do. I'm retiring these jokes. One of my longest running jokes is called the pointless moose joke. And as a child and a teenager, I was fascinated by humour, and I used to formally write jokes. One of the last ones of these that I did was the moose joke, which I'll tell you in a minute. But the nature of this kind of creative humour was something that I really lost when I came to the US. The survival needs of my time in the US, my early time in the US, were sufficiently great that, aside from observations and dry humour, my ability to, write jokes and cultivate humour in a linear fashion, like a repeatable linear fashion, was lost. The pointless moose joke goes as follows. A rabbi and a moose walk into a bar. The rabbi walks up to the bar, says to the bar owner, "Ah, my son, you're in luck, for tonight I have my friend the moose with me, and he can answer any question. He can reach into the soul of man and pull these answers out. So for you, my friend the bar owner, I will ask you this. What question do you have for the moose? And if the moose gets it right, will you hand over your bar?" So the bar owner looks at the rabbi, looks at the moose. Maybe this isn't his first time he's had a Rabbi Moose act in his bar. And he says to the rabbi, "This is so ridiculous. If the moose can answer this question, I will give you the bar." The bartender pauses, and he says to the rabbi and the moose, "What is my favourite song from 1980? The rabbi steps back from the bar. He looks up and down the bar, looks at the moose, and he says, "In order to get the answer from the moose, we must get him very, very drunk." The rabbi proceeds to order drinks, throw them down the moose's throat. He starts off with a wide variety of beer, and the moose manages to drink out the bar of beer. Then he goes through some wine and some whiskey and some port, and he moves on to harder spirits. He's giving the moose scotch, vodka. Finally, slowly, the moose starts shaking. The moose starts vibrating violently. All of a sudden, the moose starts projectile vomiting all over the bar, spraying the bartender, spraying down the bar, knocking the bottles off the walls. The bartender jumps over the bar and tries to grab the moose, tries to hold its mighty jaws shut, but he can't. The moose is flailing in all directions, spewing violently this mixture of alcohol and bodily fluids. Finally, the rabbi says, "You can't stop the moose sick. Nobody can stop the moose sick." Tom Bartley in San Jose, signing out.